Hey guys, welcome back. I realized after watching my first video, I realized my pacing was a bit fast. So today I'm going to try and slow down, just so you can actually digest the story. I know, why another Batman story? But listen, this is not like the other Batman stories. It focuses on the Joker, mostly. And I think this is one of the best Jokers in the DC universe, in my opinion. This book was made by a guy named Scott Snyder. He's well known in the DC community as one of the best writers. He helped in making Action Comic Books number 1000. If you don't know Action Comic Books, it was a series that introduced us to Superman. I digress. So let's get to the story, shall we? We start off fast with Gordon at the police station. You know, just doing police things. Everything was normal until the power goes out. Luckily they had a backup generator. But as Gordon checks on everyone, he sees a familiar face at the front door of the GCPD office with a grin. As soon as he realizes it's a Joker, the generator fails and everything goes dark. Gordon quickly gets out his gun and flashlight and lights the doorway. Joker wasn't there anymore. He quickly informs everyone that the Joker is in the office. As Gordon looks for the Joker, Gordon hears him making jokes to his colleagues and snapping their necks, one by one. As Gordon sees the bodies pile up, Joker taunts him by talking about where he hides his smokes from Barbara, just so he wouldn't get in trouble, implying he's been stalking him. As Gordon starts to sober up, Joker knocks away Gordon's flashlight, panicking him. Gordon shoots wildly. The power suddenly comes back on and Batman calms him down. He asks Gordon where the Joker ran off to. Gordon says he's gone. Batman leaves and goes to the Batcave, and when he sits down, Alfred comments saying, "You knew he would come back someday." Now, apparently Joker has been gone for a whole year, but we don't know why until later on in the story. So Batman contacts everyone that's in the Bat family and warns them of the Joker's return. As he was telling him this, a news broadcast popped up, and a person dressed up like the Joker, but the real Joker mimicking his arms, telling them that the mayor dies at midnight. As soon as he says that the real Joker kills the man, Batman points out that this reminds him of his first time meeting him, saying he killed the last mayor with Joker toxin. Dick says he could help, but Batman reminds him he has enough crucial work and ends the call. We go to Jim Gordon at the mayor's office, and the mayor complaining to him, saying how safe this place is, and explaining if he has to keep his men here, at least keep them on one side of the room. He just got the floors cleaned last week. Gordon goes to check the elevators, finding Batman on top of them. He asks if the mayor's blood seems normal. Batman confirms it's normal. Gordon asks, "Does it show?" Batman responds saying no. So as Gordon walks away, Batman thinks about all the events that happened previously. He thinks about the money that the police found that had the head facing the wrong way. He thinks about how the Joker killed Gordon's men in the police station. Batman says it's not like him. Batman suddenly has a realization and rushes to the mayor's office, just to find the people protecting the mayor are dying to toxins, killing them, with a frown. Batman explains to Gordon that the chemical is a binary compound. Half of it was on their uniforms and the other half was in the carpet. He sends a toxic sample to Alfred. Alfred says there are 3 non-essential components, them being chlorine, ethane, and aspirin. Batman immediately heads to Ace Chemicals. He gets inside to find Joker on a metal bridge in the Red Hood suit. Batman runs at him and quickly gets knocked off into a vat. We find out after Joker takes off his hood, he's just talking through a mic, and it was actually Harley Quinn under the mask. She starts pouring the same chemicals that the Joker was made in the vat, and leaves. Well, of course he gets out. He heads back to the Batcave and repairs himself, because the chemicals damage his suit. He first starts to send a warning to the Bat family that the Joker might come for them. He then looks for Alfred in the Wayne house. He finds a cassette tape that was wrapped with decoration. He puts it in the cassette tape player to hear Joker torturing Alfred. He immediately leaves to check on Gordon, thinking he would be the next target. He explains to Gordon that the cassette tape that had the Joker torturing Alfred Pennyworth is titled Gordon. Batman suggests that they should be put in the bunker, but Gordon refuses and says, while grabbing a picture of the Joker getting arrested in the past, I will not run away from him. It's not what I do. He was going to continue, but he suddenly stops. He quickly falls into Batman's arms, bleeding. Batman drops off Gordon in the hospital and gives him a conjulant to make him stop bleeding. He meets Dick out by the hospital and explains that Joker has Alfred. He goes on saying that he needs to keep this to himself. The only reason why he's telling him this is to save time. Batman asks Dick to go to the pipelines, explain that Joker's reenacting his early crimes and inverting them. Batman leaves and heads to the reservoir, thinking about his first fight with the Joker. He meets him at the bridge. Joker begins the conversation. He is appreciative and pleased to hear Batman remembered what their first fight was like. When Batman commented on the remote that poisoned the reservoir, Joker says it's always business with us, and he took care of it earlier. Batman questions him. Joker goes on saying that he is waiting to hit him with that batarang behind his back, waiting until Nightwing gets to the bombs, and how he would save the city, but still lose some people. Because some people pull their water. He presses the button, just so they could talk, and shows the dead bodies of the lake to Batman. Batman charges at Joker and quickly gets trapped by the wires. Joker says he has news for Batman, and he'll yell it just so the Bat family can hear through his wire. He then looks at the lake and yells, "I know who you are." He continues saying he knows their identities, their addresses, even the conditioner they use. He says he has it all in a book that he made with a bat. He says that in 72 hours they will all be dead, but they will die by the hands of Batmans. As Joker was talking to Batman, Burlock appears with an army of cops to take him down. Joker makes a call and they get blasted with RPGs. Batman gets up and runs through the flames at the Joker, punching him as he interrogates him. He feels his body turning against him. He can't move. Paralyzation. As Bruce went through the flames, his gloves were burnt, and as he punched the Joker, his hand hit his lips. His lips were toxic. Joker gets back on his feet and kicks Batman off the bridge into the lake. Batman passes out and wakes up in a bunker, seeing the Bat family waiting for him to wake. Batman immediately asks where the Joker's at. Barbara explains that he got away, but they did neutralize the toxic water. So they question Bruce on why they did not tell him about Alfred, and does the Joker know their identities? Batman denies it to them, but they are worried that he's lying, so they pursue, saying they don't believe him. Batman says he does not know who they are, and leaves to catch a lead. He finds a guy that shoots a rocket at the reservoir, with him explaining that he and all of his friends from work were blackmailed with their families' lives. This man worked at the asylum. He heads to Arkham Asylum. He walks into a room with a bunch of cells with guards dressed up like Batman and Joker, dancing on puddles of water. Joker gets on the intercom and says, "They dance for you and me, Batman." Batman quickly uses an EMP pulse to power down the place, but there is an emergency power system, so Joker tries to sock them in. We find out before Batman EMP'd the place, he threw water-absorbing balls in the cell. They were safe. He continues going on and faces a flaming horse and all the asylum prisoners. He fights through Mr. Freeze, Clayface, and Scarecrow until he gets into a room with the Joker, Riddler, Penguin, and Two-Face, with some guards dressed up like the Justice League. There is a cage between Batman and them, and there was a chainsaw in the middle of the room. It's lodged inside a stone, and there are charges attached to it. Joker makes the dressed up Superman try to pull it from the stone. He gets electrocuted. Batman looks frantically around the room to try to get to the Joker. Joker warns him, saying, "I would not do that if I was you." He points to the TV screens in the room, showing Batman that he captured his family. He points to the electric chair and says, "If you want to find out where they are, he should sit on his throne." Batman walks to the chair and sits down. He gets electrocuted. He awakes at a dinner table, seeing the Bat family bound and tied to chairs with hoods over their heads. Joker quickly greets Batman and comforts Batman by saying they're not dead, they're just gagged and bound. Batman threatens him, saying he only needs 6 seconds to get out of his chair. Joker laughs and says, "I wouldn't do that if I was you." Joker then interrupts himself, saying, "Do you smell that?" Batman whispers to himself, "Gasoline." Joker says he likes how smart he is. Joker explains that he put Flint under his chair in the table. So if at any time he does not want to be at the table, he could just stand up and leave and let his guests burn in shame. He says it's time to eat. Joker calls out Alfred, and he comes from the cave, Jokerized. Batman's just relieved that he's alive. Alfred takes off the hoods over the Bat family's head, showing their faces, wrapped with bloody cloth. Alfred then quickly shows them the dish, everyone at the table looking terrified at what they see. We get to see what's on their dishes. It's their faces on a nice plate. Joker speaks and says, "I bet you're wondering why I'm doing this. It's because of our bond, Batman." Batman spits out with hate. "There is nothing more I hate than you." Joker asks, "Then why do you not end the game of cat and mouse we have by exposing me for who I really am?" Batman responds with, "There's no link to." Joker interrupts him and says, "Okay then, why do you not just kill me?" Batman says, "You win." Joker laughs at him. "I love that one. This is winning, Bats. Do you keep telling yourself that to your family to hide the truth? That's the slippery slope excuse. If you kill me, then what's stopping you from killing all the other baddies and going on a killing spree? Why can't you just kill me? You don't have to do it in front of people, and they don't have to know. You can't do it because of our bond." He tells the Bat family that's the reason why their doors, windows get left unlocked at night. It's because that deep down, Batman secretly loves him more than he loves them. See, Bats, this book, you wrote this for me. And when they're all dead, you and me will be kicking. You will be there chasing us, your personal baddies. Why? Because you want this. With us, you get better. But with them, you get worse. I don't blame you. It was a desperate time and you had to take them in. You were afraid, but don't worry, I'm here to save you. Would you like to do the honors? Or should I? He pulls out a match. Batman jumps up and breaks the chair. The table catches on fire. He then breaks the pipes that were above the cave, extinguishing it. Joker runs away and Batman checks on everyone. He first goes to Damian. He unwraps his face. He was okay. It was all just some sick joke. Nightwing yells at Batman to chase that maniac. Batman runs off to chase the Joker. Now, during the book, Joker had this cat with him, and it had Joker toxic bomb in its head. It implodes and infects the family. They attack each other. Batman starts beating on him, telling him no more games. Joker says they make him weaker, and you won't just let them die. Batman says he has faith in them. Joker quickly squirts acid into Batman's eye and tries to make an escape. He finds himself at a cliffside, about to fall. But Batman catches him by the hand. Batman tells him, "What if I end it all right here, right now?" Joker dares him to. Batman says he'll do him one better, saying this is where he stopped when he was at the caves. Not because he was afraid of continuing, it's because you don't want to know who I am. But I know who you are, your real name. All I need to do is whisper it in your ear. Batman gets closer, and just as he was about to say it, the Joker electrocutes his mouth and he falls. Batman stands back up and finds that Joker has left his book in the cave. He picks it up and opens it. It's blank. We transition to Batman waiting at the end of Alfred's bed, waiting for him to wake. Alfred wakes up and Bruce tells him he needs to get his rest, and he insists he should ring a bell next to him if he needs anything. He leaves the room to get a text from everyone saying they can't make it. Bruce is running a meetup. He heads down the Batcave and the computer says that it's identified the isotope in Joker toxin. Bruce asks, what other names does it have? The computer says helium. Bruce asks for the original element symbol, and on the screen it showed. Ha! Hey guys, thank you for making it at the end. I know, my audio is way better now. See, when I saw my last video, I was like, this is the worst audio ever. So I got worried for my future audio and bought a new mic. Now, back to the book. Joker is one of my favorite villains in the DC universe, and I feel like they represent him well in the comics. I feel like this comic book showed how smart he was. I'm glad they made something like this. I mean, it really shows how much the Joker holds back on other crimes. Still pretty bad crimes, but it shows how capable his plans can be. You only need a year to do all this. I've been debating on talking about comic book controversy or just talking about anime. So just let me know down in the comments what you would like to see. Now, this is the best channel, but maybe keep on low key, and remember, you can always trust me. See you on the next one. Bye.